Happy New Year, everybody! Hey! I'm Chris Pratt, and welcome to Feed Thy Neighbor GTFO 2020. With me, as always, my trusty sidekick, Whiskey. But don't worry, I'm not drinking alone. I'm here with my friend Star-Lord. So this ought to be pretty good. Thank you for joining me. This year, 1 in 4 children in America will experience food insecurity. Tonight we're going to have fun. We're going to tell jokes. We're going to talk to celebrities. We're going to give thanks to the end of this damn year 2020. But we're not going to forget why we're here. And we're here because with your help, we can enter 2021 with the hopes that it will be better. Like I said, this whole thing is free. You don't have to pay $1. And if you don't have $1, that's fine. Sit back and enjoy the show. Of course, if you do feel compelled to make a donation, just click it. If something makes you laugh, click it. Something makes you cry, click it. If I mispronounce a word, click it. It'll be like a drinking game. We've all gotten pretty good at those over the last year. What's that? A live studio audience? Unbelievable. Since I am the host, I've never hosted anything like this before. I'm going to do a monologue, okay? With actual jokes. What do you think? You know, there's always a lot of talk about who is America's favorite Chris, and normally I don't care much. But this year, it determines who gets the vaccine first. Oh, classic vaccine joke during a pandemic. Guess what I'm saying is don't forget to vote for your favorite Chris. I'm not sure how this works. But anyways, I think we should leave all that in 2020. You're right. Before we get started, though, let's just take a moment to reflect back on all just of the wonderful things that have happened in 2020. I'm done. Good. Oh. Okay. Wow. You guys really like that one. Okay. More jokes about bad things that happen. Listen, a lot of people recognize me from the Guardians movies. Sometimes people recognize me from Jurassic World. There are also times I'm recognized from Parks and Rec, and that's when I know it's time to get back in the gym. Stop. You know. Okay. Enough. Okay, now I feel like you're laughing at me. People ask me a lot of times how I lost all the weight to go from Andy in Parks and Rec to Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, unfortunately, Guardians was filmed first, so it's actually a sad story. People also ask how I keep the weight off. How about having Arnold Schwarzenegger as my father-in-law? Any idea how that feels? He basically invented bodybuilding. So it was either stay in shape or film a Twins reboot with him. Yeah, I'd be Danny DeVito, he'd be Arnold, okay. My first guest, I should say, not my next guest. Where are we? There we go. So he's an Oscar-winning actor. He's a Grammy-winning musician. He's a hilarious comedian. He's a television host. He's a girl dad. There is nothing the man cannot do. In fact, it's actually my mission to find one thing that he's bad at. He's so many good impressions. I wonder, though, if he can do a Chris. He's been Ray Charles. He'll be Mike Tyson. I've personally been loving his shit since In Living Color. Please welcome Mr. Jamie Foxx.
What's up, baby?
Yo, how you doing, man?
You got me over here cracking up, man. You got me cracking up, Chris. Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. You know I'm a big fan. Listen, you know one of my little classic favorites to watch is Wanted.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's some old, yes. Wanted.
Yes, just to watch you slow, bro. I said, ooh, that dude right there, got it right there. And now you can't walk in the mall, bro. You can't walk in the mall.
Oh, Jamie, that's so nice. Well, dude, I just said I've been loving you since In Living Color, man. You have been killing the game for so long. And I mean, what haven't you done? What haven't you won? You know, you're so good. You're doing Mike Tyson next, right?
Mike Tyson, heavyweight boxing champion of the world, just Mike Tyson, heavyweight boxing.
Oh my God.
We're doing Mike Tyson. And you know what's crazy about that, Chris, is that I met Mike Tyson when I first started out.
Whoa.
I'm doing stand-up comedy in LA. I'm burning up the clubs. This is back when it was gunslinger time. You know what I'm saying? It was
yeah.
Okay, and it was people like Eddie Murphy on stage, Robin Williams, Jim Carrey, young Chris Rock, early Adam Sandler. How you guys doing for us? All these guys, right? So I'm burning up, right? And at one point, I'm doing this hood club, right? And I get to my Mike Tyson joke, which is my go-to, right?
Stop.
And I get to it, and nobody laughed. Nobody laughed. You know why? Because Mike is in the audience.
Not a good sign.
So a dude, and this is back when Mike was knocking people out for just smiling the wrong way. So a dude yelled out, he said, "Yo, Mike is in here." And I'm like, oh. And then this little black girl was sitting in the front. She was like, "What you gonna do, Jamie? You gonna tell your little joke?" I'm like, chill, right? So next thing you know, the dude yelled out, he said, "Mike said do the joke. That shit better be funny." So everybody went from looking at him, looking at me. I do the joke. I get a standing ovation after. He comes up afterward. He's like, "There you are, you crazy man. Come here. Let me talk to you for a second." And I started hanging out with Mike. Now that was, man, like 89, 90. And now to be on the verge of capturing him in a different Mike, you know, doing like, as opposed to the high energy, we're gonna capture the Mike where I called him not too long ago. I said, "Mike, how you doing?" All praise to God, my brother. I'm just happy. That's why you're happy, because I don't have any money anymore. I don't have any vultures. I don't have anybody trying to take things from me. I said, that's who we gotta capture. So we've been on that grind, man, and I cannot wait for the world to see it.
Whoa. So what's the process been like for you? I mean, obviously there's the spiritual transformation, the sound. Now, but there's also a look and then an aesthetic, not only physically, but with the movement in his body boxing. Have you been in the gym a bunch, like working on that stuff?
Yeah, been in the gym and everything like that. But here's the thing, you know, like I know, when we're doing a story like this, it's not necessarily about what you see in the ring, but it's about what you don't see, how he orders his food, how he talks to his kids. Like I told Mike, he went to transformation. Like I gained to like, I was 226 pounds.
Whoa. When
I was like just doing some test shoots. And I said, "Mike, I'm gonna look so much like you. I'm gonna walk into your house and your kids are gonna up and say, Dad's home." So it's a matter of getting that, and then it's just the spirit, you know. It's just like how you know, doing Ray Charles. "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby." So it's sort of waiting on that spirit to sort of like settle in, and then you go from there.
Wow. That's amazing. That's really amazing. So speaking of Ray Charles, you're from a real musical family. Your whole family is music, right? I mean, like, I saw I was seeing on your Instagram. Is it Annalise, your daughter?
Annalise? Yeah, daughter Annalise. Yeah.
Annalise, she's 12?
She's 12 years old.
Dude.
She's been playing, and so we're all musical, but to watch her like pick up the piano and start playing, you know, man, I'm just over there like trying not to blow it. You know how you're a proud dad, but if you're too overbearing, they like, you know, stop. But she's really great at it. And you know, like this, Chris, you know, as fathers, we're like, man, you know, you always want your kid to find a passion, and when they find it in your lane, you don't want to push too hard, but you want to push just enough. But the fact that she loves it, man. We were in the studio last night, because we got the studio here at the crib, and she was showing her beats. Like, she's doing beats now. So really? Check. So she was like, "Dad, don't tell nobody it's my beats. I just want to see how they move to it." And it's crazy. So now to see that she's got that bug, man, it just means everything. And she can hoop. And she can hoop. She's 5.
Oh, is that right?
My daughter is 5'9". Candace Parker sent me a video of her daughter dunking on like a 7 or 8 foot rim. I got a video of my daughter dunking on like a 7.5, 8 foot rim. And she's 5'9". The last game she had before COVID, she had 21 points, like 12 rebounds, 6 blocks, like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so. Is there? I mean, honestly, there's nothing that I love being a parent. I love it. There's nothing.
I'm gonna get you this.
Oh, I love that. Oh yeah, give me one of those.
Good dad
I should
game,
be wearing
man.
that right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you got Soul out right now, Disney Plus, Soul, Pixar. There he is. That's what's up. You
Man,
know, I was
Joe
gonna tell.
Gardner, man. Listen, we are so happy about this movie, man. Everybody who has seen the film
Yeah,
just says it was the right film for this year. You know, we've gone through so much, and I know I've gone through so much in my
yeah,
family, and I give so many thanks to people that know that I lost my sister
yeah,
and things like that. You know, but it's to have this movie come out and to touch people the way it touches people, man. If you haven't seen it, man, please get a chance to check it out, man. It's a great Pixar Disney film, but that heart of the story, man, really moves people. I cannot tell you how many people have called and just been like, man, I'm in tears, watching this film. So if you get a chance, check it out.
yeah. I most certainly will. I haven't seen it yet. I was rehearsing this and I was like, man, Jamie, I got it so good. I just love Soul, but I haven't seen it. So, but I but I
But
tell
you'll
you what,
take
it's on Disney Plus, and we're gonna watch it because my son is 8, and we anytime there's a movie that
oh,
comes out that we can watch together that we both are gonna love, we
Chris,
watch it. So I think we're gonna watch it tonight.
you're gonna do it. You're gonna love it, man. And Tina Fey, Questlove, it's dope, man. It's just like really, it's music, it's jazz in there. So I think you have a great time watching it, bro.
That's dope. Hey, listen, before we go, first of all, people, I'm looking down. We've raised $12,500 since we've been on here. That's pretty cool. Looking back on
Congrats.
this year, we all come to appreciate the blessings in our life, right?
Yeah,
There's so many right now going through unimaginably hard time. As we're here on
yeah.
behalf of Feed Thy Neighbor, it's a fantastic cause. But I also want to give an opportunity for you to shine a light on the cause that's dear to your heart. You mentioned that DeAndre Dixon Foundation.
Yeah, man. My sister, she was the ambassador for Global Down Syndrome. She passed this year, but she did so much, man. Like literally, when Quincy Jones saw her dancing in my music video, and the Down syndrome community saw her, Michelle Sees and Kim Andrews, reached out. She was the ambassador for about almost 10 years, man. So Global Down, make sure if you got a chance, you don't even have to give money, man. Just put your eyes on it because I know it's a tough time for people right now. So any money, and I congratulate you, man, on raising 12,000, and I'm gonna donate as well, man,
Oh, thanks, man.
because it's up to us, man. But I appreciate you. But Global Down Syndrome, make sure just go check it out. Like I said, you don't have to give money, but just be aware of what it is. It's some beautiful people. We miss her. Her spirit is alive. And for everybody out there, man, all I can tell you is that, Chris, I watch you, man. I appreciate what you do. And this is what I tell people right now for 2021. Look for the good in people.
Yeah.
So many days we just look for what's going on, what's our differences, what's bad with that. We ain't got time for that, man. Look for the good in people in 2021. And I guarantee you, if you practice that of looking for the good in people, no matter what they think, I guarantee you will be in a better place, man. And thank you for doing what you're doing, baby. And
Brother,
keep
thank you. That is so beautiful. I will, and I encourage everybody else to do the same. Looking for the good. I love that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Foxx, thank you so
thank you,
much
brother.
for being on with me, man. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
All right,
All right.
baby.
Take care. Happy New Year. Wow. Jamie Foxx. Can you believe that? And check out Soul, streaming on Disney Plus right now. How good is that? How good is fucking Tyson going to be? I'm pumped about that, man. I'm pumped about that. Now, my next guest, a lot of you have been asking about, okay? Ladies, this young man will be joining all the way from UK, that's United Kingdom, where it is already 2021. So he's actually joining us from the future. I mean, I wonder what he knows that we don't. Maybe he can give us some insight into what this year has in store for us. Please welcome Peter Parker, the Kid Wonder, Spider-Man himself. He's an amazing young man. He's a dancer, a triple threat, a golfer, and
Hang on.
oh, he was asleep. I'm so sorry. What's up, bro?
Hey, dude, how you doing?
Dude, it's so late. You're in the UK.
I'm staying in my parents' house and they're asleep in there, so I have to be quiet.
So, no way. Thanks for picking up.
No,
I
dude, thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having me. How are
Are
you?
you
Happy
kidding?
New Year, bro. It's not New Year there yet, is it?
It's not. It's not. It's New Year's Eve, but
Okay.
but it is. It's New Year, so it's already 2021 where you are, right?
It is, yeah, it is. And things are looking bright, man. People are wearing masks. People in London are taking it seriously. The vaccine is here. My grandparents got it last week. My other granny's hopefully going to get it next week. All of the key workers and people who are like keeping the country going are getting it. So things are really looking up, man.
Well, listen. What do you, I've got so many comments coming through. The girls want to know what you sleep in.
What I sleep in,
Yeah.
I'm in my pajamas. It's not that exciting. I was going to try and find. I have some Spider-Man pajamas, but I couldn't find them. I don't know where
Well,
they are.
listen. I'm going to be honest with you. No one asked that. I was actually hoping
Just
to
wanted to know.
find out what you sleep in. Yeah. So did you actually stay up till midnight, or had you gone to bed before?
Yeah, I stayed up with my mum. We've had the most boring New Year's Eve. It was just me and my mum. We stayed up, we watched a bit of TV. Then I came back, I went to bed, and now I'm here on the phone with you. So I feel a little bit delirious, a little bit sleepy, a little bit hungover maybe, but I'm fine. I'm good. I'm happy. It's
You're
good to
good. You're
see
good.
you.
And what talk about your 2020? Any bright spots? What were some of your bright spots in this bleak year?
Well, I've been so lucky this year because I shot Uncharted with Mark Wahlberg in Berlin, which was amazing, which went really well. We started shooting Spider-Man 3 a few months ago, which has been crazy and really weird because we're shooting it back in Atlanta. And
Okay.
that's where I did my audition for Spider-Man. And we're
Wow.
actually shooting in the stage that I did my audition.
Whoa.
So it's like a really weird full circle story of like walking through the same door I walked through as an 18-year-old kid, like nervous, like, oh my God, I hope I get this job. And then
Yeah.
walking through the door at 24, making the third movie, loving life, confident, enjoying everything that's happening to me. So it's been amazing, dude. It's been awesome. I've been very lucky. I know a lot of people around the world have had a really hard time. Um, and that's why it's amazing that we have people like you. I'm looking down here. You've raised $32,000 tonight alone. It's amazing, dude. That's so cool. So
Yeah. We've raised. Thank you.
it's awesome, man. I'm so chuffed you asked me to be a part of this. I'm really, really, really grateful and happy.
It's so nice that you were a part of this. I'm such a huge fan of you as a person. You know that. I've always, since the moment I met you, you just always have had a special presence and a kindness about you that I knew was going to carry you a long way. A lot of people in our business can be assholes and can,
Yeah, of course.
get, especially young people when they reach the level of success that you've reached, they can lose touch, and you never have. You've always been so close with your family, with your brother's charity. That was in fact tell your foundation. Tell everyone about the foundation. And the reason that Tom agreed to come on with me is he said that, so because this is primarily, feeding America. This is a charity that's focused primarily on raising money. The money that's being raised is going to be used in America. Hopefully we're raising awareness in a way that could be global. We could inspire someone in the UK, for instance, or in Europe or Africa or South America, because Instagram is worldwide. We could, especially when I have Tom Holland on as my guest now with 30,000 viewers. It's something we can inspire people to help their neighbor and that kind of a thing. But you specifically said that you were happy to help an American cause because why?
Well, because we're so lucky with the Brothers Trust that when we ask for support, so much of the money that is donated comes from America, and we we don't want people to think that we're taking money from the States and putting it into charities in other places in the world. So we're very, very like it's a very important thing for us to make sure that we support American charities as well. We have two or three in Detroit, we have some in Georgia, and then obviously this charity that you're supporting today. It just for us, we just want to make sure that we show our appreciation to all of our American friends who have been helping us throughout the years, and the Brothers Trust for us is all about shedding light on charities that don't necessarily get the exposure that they deserve. And we're really adamant that we watch and make sure that every penny is spent in the right way, goes to the right people, and makes an immediate difference in changing people's lives and putting smiles on people's faces. So it's been an amazing journey for me and my family. It's been so rewarding to be a part of something that's bigger than being a fucking actor and pretending
Yeah.
to be a superhero. So I love that we were able to turn this amazing thing that's happened to me into something even more positive. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's really cool. I'm chuffed. I'm happy.
So are you and your brothers pretty competitive in relative, like setting up the? You guys are competitive with each other.
Yeah, I mean, we all play golf, obviously, as you know, because we've played a few times together. And
Yeah.
Harry and I, especially, we never have a good round together. It's always that like one of us plays really well and the other one plays really badly. And it honestly, nothing grinds my gears more than losing to Harry. It honestly, it makes me so unbelievably upset. But we need to play again. When this is all over
We do.
and everything's good and the world is back to normal, we need to play again.
Yeah, I agree. I would love that. Tom, I would love nothing more than to play. I want to play somewhere up in the UK. I mean, I'd love to play in Scotland. I think that would be dope. Like that's
That'd be
like,
so
isn't
cool.
that where the game was
I'd love it.
invented? Like go play St. Andrews or something. Um,
Right.
so
Well, I was
listen,
thinking,
before I let you go, I want you to plug Cherry. I'm really pumped about it. I know the Russo brothers movie. This is a movie, Cherry. This is really a stretch for you. It's like your growth as an actor. I loved The Devil All the Time. I mean, the movie is bonkers and
yeah,
really crazy, but you're awesome in it. And the movie was really, really like it was like it's just a
it's
different
different.
tone for you. It got me excited about what I can expect to see from you in the future. And so, talk a little bit about
Thank
Cherry
you.
and tell people where they can watch it because you got a lot of fans on here.
Yeah, with Devil all the time, my granny was really like kind of put off by me. It was really weird. She was like, I don't really know how to think about what you did in that film. I'm like, well, granny, I, I didn't actually do that stuff. Although I did accidentally, poor kid, the one kid that I beat up outside the car, he had a bag over his face and I'm like punching him in the face. And the director was like, you need to hit the bag or it doesn't look real. And on the last take, and it was a total accident, I absolutely drilled him like right in the mouth. And he was a top proper champ and took it like a champ and he was fine. But I still feel really bad about that.
Ooh.
But yeah, so Cherry is my next film that comes out. It comes out in February on Apple TV. The Russos directed it. Our lovely friends, the Russos, and it's a massive departure for me as an actor. It was like a huge step and a risk to take as a job, but then having the Russos in my corner, kind of the captain of the ship, I felt really safe to take that plunge into the kind of next chapter of my career, if you like. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm super proud of it, man. I'm super proud of it. I've seen it a few times now, and I've showed my family. My mum was like, she didn't really like it because it's not an easy watch, and there's some things that my character goes through in that film which is really hard to comprehend, and the idea of being a veteran and suffering from PTSD and falling into this systemic problem of medicating people when they need treatment, not subscriptions and prescriptions, and it's a hard film to watch, but one that I really hope will shed the light on a problem that's happening around the world all the time. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I really am excited about it.
That's awesome, man. I'm
But
excited
what
too.
about you, dude? What are you doing? What have you got coming up?
Oh,
Because
I
you were just in
retired. I'm
London,
done.
right?
I'm done with acting.
Are you done?
I'm gonna host Instagram charity things and continue to do my favorite hobby, which is I
Play with
put this
yourself?
action figure up my butt. It's pretty cool. No, I don't know. I got a movie coming out. I did to the Tomorrow War, which is going
Yeah,
to be. I love that I'm whispering now because I know that your
I know.
parents are in the room.
My dad's
I
gonna
did the
come in
Tomorrow
a
War
minute
that's
and be
going to come
like,
out in
"Shut the
July.
fuck up."
I've got Guardians coming up
Awesome.
uh, next year, and I've got Thor. I'm going to go be in Thor in Australia, so I'll be traveling to Australia in about a week, and excited to go to a country that took the lockdown very seriously, eradicated
Cool,
the disease, and now
cool.
they're fully up and
Just back to
functioning
normal,
and back to normal. So like,
dude. That'll be so
I'll go
weird,
there
though.
and
Eh?
maybe
Like
go to like a restaurant.
that'll be so
And
strange. Like, that'll be such a strange experience. I feel like going to a restaurant is so alien now.
I know. We'll get there though. I think we're going to get there soon.
But wait a
Um,
minute, did you just say you're going to be in Thor?
yeah.
That's so
Am I,
crazy. Did it?
am I not
I
supposed to say
feel
that?
I feel like no one knew that, bro.
No, they knew that. They knew that. I think they knew that. No, they knew that. If they didn't, they know now. Oh shit.
Well, they know now. I was like, no, Chris, no, don't.
Anyways, listen, man. It's so good to see you. I'm gonna let you get back to sleep. Love you, pal. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you for having me. Everyone who's watching,
chap.
donate. Thank you so much. This is awesome, Chris. I'm so happy for you, mate. Really appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, mate.
All right.
Love
Good
you,
night,
pal.
Tom.
Speak to you soon.
Love you too, pal.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, that was awesome. What? It's such a sweet kid. Right into my next guest. She is amazing. She's a brilliant actor, writer, director, producer. You know her from Rocket Man, As You Like It, Black Mirror. Her documentary Dads was out right now, and it's gorgeous. She returns to direct the second season of The Mandalorian. She is my co-star in Jurassic World and relies heavily on me to remember her lines. We just wrapped Jurassic World Dominion, and I'm going to see if she'll spill the details on any spoilers so I can't technically get in trouble. Please welcome my dear friend who has an extraordinary new look. That's Bryce
Thank
Dallas
you.
Howard.
I rely heavily on you to remember my lines.
Yes, I'm glad you said it.
That's
I'm
our
glad
story.
you said it. If
Yeah.
it weren't for me, would you really know what we're doing that day?
No way. I'm just really in the present, you know, like I like to be spontaneous. You know this about me, Chris.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Completely spontaneous. Although I will say the hair seems spontaneous, but I remember you talking about it, so you knew exactly what you were going to do when you did your hair.
Yeah. No, I planned this for years. I haven't dyed my hair since I started the first movie in our franchise because I was like, oh, Claire's like natural. She's like a natural person. And so I didn't dye my hair. And then the day after we finished the third movie, I was like, yes. So yeah.
Well, I love it. I think it looks really good. I think it looks really good. Thank you for joining with me. Here we are for Feed Thy Neighbor. We're just going to have a conversation. If you're interested in this conversation, if anything about this or any of the movies that we've done together have inspired you, I invite you guys to donate. And let's talk. So 2020, it was a trying year.
Mm-hmm.
What were some of your silver linings in this bleak year?
I mean, I think for us, and you might feel similarly, it was so extraordinary to be able to not only have a job that you know we were able to go back to work safely, but during the time that we were working, we were all in a bubble together, and so it was really like a little family for many months, you know, over 4 months. Yeah. And I think that's, you know, we didn't take that time for granted because we knew the fact that we were a community and that we could be together and we could eat together and laugh together and all of that safely was something that, you know, we were a very small group of people who had this privilege that kind of like no one else in the world did.
You're so right. You're absolutely right. It's a massive undertaking to be able to pull off business in the midst of this pandemic and keep everybody safe. I mean, there's no guarantees, but we came about as close as you can come to having a guarantee. And when you have that much money on the line and that many people working together, there are really strict protocols you have to follow. And we did. We followed them. And God, we were blessed to be able to get to work through the course of this. Not everyone is so lucky. And we were lucky. But
and we had incredible memories too, you know, like it's like Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum like playing the piano and singing together.
Remember?
And Laura Dern just being the most charismatic person on the planet. And DeWanda Wise just making the best damn food you could ever eat in your life. Like it's just it was nourishing. It was a deeply nourishing experience. So it was definitely a bright spot.
Give the audience now, give the people watching now what they really want. Because obviously you know that I can't reveal any spoilers, but I tricked you into coming on so that I could make you reveal all of the juicy details. So spill the guts.
Yeah, and that's kind of like my that's my mojo. Like I'm one of those people that's just like, oh my gosh, I might slip and just like tell all these spoilers. So I'm just gonna like go for it and just be myself, right?
Great.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what happens in Jurassic World 3, which could also be called Jurassic Park 6, and Jurassic World Dominion. Here's what happened. So in the first movie and the second movie, Chris and I we play these characters, Claire and Owen, and they have this relationship that's sort of like, are they or aren't they?
Right.
For the first movie, for the second movie. In fact, there wasn't even, like, it's so much are they or aren't they, there weren't kisses written in the script for the first movie, and there were no kisses written in the script for the second movie, but we found ways to work them in because we're romantic and we love these characters, and, you know, it's like we're invested in it. And so we got the script for the third movie, and spoiler, there's a lot of kissing. There's so much kissing between Claire and Owen. And I was so excited because I love that relationship coming to fruition, you know, and then COVID hit.
Right.
And the prospect of kissing your co-star, it just, the stakes got really high.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so then we did the bubble thing, and we're like, okay. And then we're sort of like negotiating. Maybe we can like trim down the kisses and all of that. And then we feel safe because we've been in this bubble for a while. And you had a steak that you cooked that you were super, super, super excited about, Chris. And you ate that whole steak, and then you got a tummy ache, right?
Yeah. Jamie, our chef, I do all my What's My Snack videos. Jamie makes all that food, and he knew that on Fridays I would really have a big cheat meal, and I would eat steak. And so he got me like a 56-ounce bone-in ribeye steak. And I ate the entire thing. I ate 56 ounces of beef in one day, and was very sick for about a week. And so because
it was the week of our kissing scene.
Yeah,
you got a fever.
I got a fever I had a beef fever. You know, a lot of people talk about the beef fever. I had that beef fever, and it was not good on my tum-tums. And here I was like, I had a 100-degree temperature, and I thought, well, this is not right, because if you have a 100-degree temperature, you're not supposed to go to work. And I got all these tests. I didn't have the COVID, but I had the beef fever, and we kissed. And you know what? The good news is that his fever had subsided by the time we kissed. We did have to shuffle around the shooting a little bit. And more than anything, the best news is that people can know to expect when they see me and Chris kiss on screen. They're not just seeing, like, you know, two actors who are really invested in their characters and being present. They're seeing two people who are master technicians at covering the other person's, you know, like double chin and like love handles. We have complementary sides.
Yes,
Bryce,
we have complementary best sides.
You know, people, especially Instagram, Facebook people, we always know which side of our face looks better. You know, that's not my favorite side, but right there.
And do you see how it's complementary?
Yeah. See, so anytime you see us in a scene,
I'm on Chris's right side.
Yeah, it's a vanity move. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then when you kiss, like, I'll like hold the chin, you'll hold the chin. We watch out for each other with the monitor. What's our term if we notice that there's something happening? What's our term?
A dolphin. We say dolphin.
Yeah.
If we know that someone needs to stick their chin out, because that doesn't look good. Dolphin.
Well, it's not good or bad, but, you know, we're going to choose to go forward.
Yeah. It's not good or bad, but aesthetically more pleasing. And for our characters. Our characters don't have double chins.
Yeah, for the consistency of the aesthetic, because it's been years since we started.
Established it. So tell me a little bit, Bryce, about what you're doing at NYU, and tell everyone what you're doing at NYU. You're teaching a course and a seminar at NYU.
Yeah. I teach a class at NYU at Tisch, and it's a class actually for folks who are typically they're actors or they're designers. They're not writers or directors or traditionally like makers in their own right. And so it's a class for actors and designers who might be inclined to write, to direct, to produce. And so it's kind of like a filmmaking course in a way for actors, essentially. Because when I went to Tisch, I felt a little like, oh man, I love doing theater, but I want to be making movies as well. And I want to be able to know how to generate my own work. And because it's kind of tough as an actor to wait to be hired. In fact, it's not even tough as an actor. Like, it's impossible. If you wait to be hired, you will not succeed. Like, you have to generate a lot of your own work. You really, really, really do. And that hustle can look like a lot of different things for different people, but oftentimes we don't give ourselves permission to create our own work until someone else deems it worthy. And so
Right.
this class is sort of like, you're worthy, now create. And it's really fun. And you came to the class, you've been hugely supportive since I've started, and you came to the class and you offered. I brought I had DeWanda Wise and Alana Miller and Laura Dern came to the class, and you heard about it and you were like, I'd love to come to your class. And
I want to see what college looks like. I want to know.
Great. It was great. It was awesome.
Listen, I loved it. All such earnest, amazing artists and great kids, and I loved it. It was really fun, and I'm just proud of you. It's awesome to see you achieving so much beyond just being a great mom and a great wife and a great scene partner and a great actor. But you're creating, you're producing, you're directing The Mandalorian. You're just like, you've got your claws in this business, and it's amazing. You're not letting go, and the business is better for it. So I want to say thank you for joining me.
Thanks, man. I love you. You're the best, Chris, and I'm proud of you, and I adore you. I adore you.
Bryce. I miss you. All right. Well, we'll probably call you right after this anyway. Tell the Seth and the kids I say hello.
So fun, and definitely check out Soul. Oh my gosh, it's an important movie and
that's awesome.
A healing movie. It really, really, really is.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, sweetheart.
All right, Bryce. Good night.
All right. Mwah. Love you.
Mwah.
Bye.
All right, gonna do that. Remove it. There you go. And Bryce Dallas Howard. Isn't that nice? So listen, let's do a quick donation shout out. I don't know how to read this. We've raised $13,658 out of $500. That's $570,000 total. $570,000 total. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I'll give a quick shout out to some of our fundraising people here. Man, this is awesome. $10, $11, $50, $100. I'm seeing most of these donations come in for $10, and that means the world to me. $5. That's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We got NW Photo Video, $10. We got Kaylin Kiabanow, $10. We got, look at this, Iden Redding, $10. So many wonderful donations. I'm really thankful. And if you broke, there's someone said Richie Spanish 87, you're broke. I get it, man, brother. I've been broke, and no worries. I just appreciate you being here and telling your friends about it and sharing it and being part of this. It's really exciting. So that's amazing. Now listen, we just heard obviously from, there was a $5,000 donor match from a guy named Tim Coonan. Thank you so much, Tim. We just obviously got off with Bryce Dallas Howard. It makes me miss my Jurassic World family so much. My Jurassic World Dominion cast. People will ask you if you hang out with cast members in real life. Like, does the cast hang out? Are you really friends? We were, and we are. And because we're so close, the cast agreed to send in some quick hellos to support Feed Thy Neighbor. That's how much they love and respect me and adore me. So let's see if I can pull this up here. That is not it. Terrible. First technical difficulty. I'm going to try to find this video. Stand by. I've got an amazing video. I'm doing all my tech stuff myself. It's all good. Let's see where the videos are. There we go. Here we go. Oh, boom, boom. That's good. There we go. Stand by. Here we go. Let's see if this works. How do I turn this sucker around? Now a message from the non-dinosaur cast. Here we go. Yes.
Happiest New Year to everybody.
Hello, all. Happy New Year.
Hi, I'm Samuel. Happy New Year.
Good evening and happy holidays and happy New Year. I'm very proud to be here to support Feed Thy Neighbor.
This is in conjunction with Chris Pratt. Yeah, I'm not all that familiar. I've been asked by Chris Pratt to join your telethon this year. Hey, so my good friend Chris Plaha is...
It's Pratt!
Plaha. Chris Pratt. Which one's Chris Pratt?
Seriously?
Jack Spratt.
Oh my God.
Pratt? Oh, yeah, sure guy. From, what, Gardeners of the Galaxy? I don't think I saw it. Chris Pratt.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful fella. Anyway,
Thank you.
In Jurassic?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Don't remember.
I'm so grateful to say hello to everybody and to be part of my dearest friend, amazing Chris Pratt's telethon for Feed Thy Neighbor.
Someone stuck to the script.
In America, believe it or not, 1 out of every 4 kids may not know where their next meal is coming from. Ay, ay, ay.
So please click to donate. Be a hero.
Thank you.
Let's all be heroes together.
Thank you, Laura.
Let's join in. What?
Huh?
No, No, I have it right here. He wrote it for me.
Just read whatever.
I'm very proud to be here to support Feed Thy Neighbor, a
Thank
wonderful organization, as a member of the Jurassic World family.
Nice.
The need is real. Click the link below.
Oh, whoops.
Donate, be a hero. Every bit counts. Thanks so much. Feed Thy Neighbor is an incredibly important charity. Be a hero and click today.
Yes, and again, I want to thank Chris from the bottom of my heart for being the greatest leading man any girl could ever ask for. So incredible at stunts, taught me everything I know about acting.
Yep.
No, I'm reading it, but he said to say, yeah, no, I'm getting that.
So be a hero. Help Chris Pratt with the telethon today. I'm kidding, I love him.
Oh,
And thanks to our other co-stars, Jeff Goodbloom and Sam Rockwell, for joining in this telethon too. But let's not forget, #1 Chris, our hero. Join him in being a hero too. I honestly don't remember any of them, but I mean, I'm glad the guy's doing this, and I'm so happy to be part of it. They'll cut that out. No, they'll cut that part.
Oh, incredible. Wow. Truly incredible. My friends, they come together and they help me out. Wasn't that? Let's give them can we just give them a round of applause? Thank you, my friends. Thank you to my wonderful friends. So I'm bringing on another guest. He's a very special guest. I know you guys are excited to have this guest come on. He does it all. He is a Tony nominee. Super funny. I'm guessing, most likely he can juggle. You know him from the series Chuck. You've seen him in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, both of which I auditioned for and did not get. Big Mama's House 2. And to top it off, he is now a full-fledged MFN superhero and truly one of the greatest guys in Hollywood. And I mean that. He's amazing. Please welcome my dear friend himself, Shazam. And when The Rock says that the hierarchy of the DC universe has been shifted, he's talking about Zach Levi. What's up, bro?
Happy New Year, brother!
Happy New Year. Hold on. Yeah.
That's how you ring in the new year, with a horn of some kind.
Yeah, it's a Google horn. It's a glitter horn.
A flugelhorn?
A flugelhorn. I got to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it would be good for, there's like early on in my monologue, I do a joke about whiskey. And so I had Catherine bring me some whiskey. I don't really drink that much. And I've had this much of the whiskey and I black out drunk.
You're feeling yourself.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
You are straight feeling yourself. Listen, if any night was to be the night for you to feel yourself, tonight's the night.
That's the night, baby.
Tonight's the night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. By the way, thank you so much for being such a rock star of an individual and for using your platform over and over and over and over again to shine a light on people that need help and need to be loved. And you're doing that tonight, right now. So I'm very grateful for you, and I'm very grateful that you included me in your festivities.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I mean
it.
I mean it. You're a good egg, Charlie.
Like, you've always been a leader in that way as well, and I've always appreciated how you represented yourself and been authentic to who you are. And
thanks, man.
I remember seeing something early on when Twitter was very first started to do a thing. You just answered you just said, I believe that prayer is very powerful. And you said that on Twitter, and I was like, that's cool. Because I believe the same damn thing. And, you know, not a lot of people say that, and you can get kind of dragged for saying that kind of thing. But if you believe it, you believe it, you know?
Yeah. I think people. I think. Unfortunately, you can get dragged for almost anything you say nowadays, because people are looking for an opportunity to jump, and they. There's not enough patience. There's not enough grace. There's not enough compassion and empathy, and I think that the more we can step out and be ourselves, authentic selves, and do that bravely and do it kindly, then if people do try to come at us, then. Hopefully all of that light shines on that, and we are still able to be the example that we ought to be. So cheers. I appreciate that. And I think that everybody in our world, literally everyone has a platform, whether your platform speaks to 20 people or 20 million people. And I just think that it's really awesome that you continue to use your platform for good and like helping people, because, we need more of it. So bless you, man. How's the night going? By the way, what's going on with Rob Lowe's naked self and children behind you?
What? Bro, they told me I could have my dream office. I said, you know what I'm hanging behind me? The picture of Rolo. Look at bro.
Oh man, it's just. I mean, he just doesn't age. He's a vampire. I don't know what's going on with him.
These are his amazing kids. That's Johnny and Matthew. This is Rolo. Catherine and I are house sitting for him right now. So I was.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So I'm doing it in his office, and I realize I'm broadcasting there.
Perfect.
Pretty sweet packs behind. Look, it's all for Feed Thy Neighbor.
Yeah,
Feed Thy Neighbor peck meat.
That's right.
We've raised $15,000 since we've been on. That's good.
Congratulations. Thank you, everybody, for your donations. Everybody out there who's still watching, who's donated, you guys are rock stars. You're helping people that you don't even know. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world. Act in love, act in love, act in love, act in love. Love, 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 love.
100%, so man. That's really nice. I like to think. I was thinking about like if you donate on here, right? If you donate $5, that equates to 100 meals.
$5 is 100 meals?
10 meals or 20 meals. It's one or the other. It's either 50 meals or 100 meals. Anyways, it's a ton of meals.
Still, that's
I don't know
a lot.
the exact math, and math is not my strong suit. But if you make that donation, you don't necessarily just know, like, you might not know who you're helping, but you will know that you're helping somebody, and I swear you will feel it. You'll feel it, and that connection between you and the people you're helping is real, and it's invisible. It's like a thread that connects you to somebody that you've helped. And what's nice about that, in my opinion, is we need a lot of thread right now, because the fabric of our society is being ripped from both sides, being torn apart. And so what's powerful about 690 people donating, that's the number I care most about. 690 people have made donations on this, and we've raised almost over $500,000. And there was something like 8,000 or 9,000 individual donations. And to me, that's the number. Like, I would rather see 100 million people each donate $1 than one guy donate $100 million.
Yeah,
either one
amen. Yeah,
obviously.
Absolutely.
But each of those donations is a thread connecting yourself in service to a person in need. And that kind of thread is going to stitch back this country. You mark my words.
Yeah.
America is a good country, and it's got good people. And we've got good hearts, and it's always been the community that has made America. I hate that maximum. I don't even want to say it, but it's
I
what
got you.
makes this country exceptional.
It's the unfortunate thing, and again, I go back to it's the patience and the grace and the empathy that I think that we need to be practicing more. I think that people on every side of any of these issues have a legitimate place in their heart and their mind that they're coming from. And we have to be able to be patient enough, even if we completely disagree with that person, to say, I'm willing to sit with you and hear your fears and hear your concerns and hear your heart and see where you're coming from. Because unfortunately, until we can practice that, we're just going to continue to stand on our side of an opinion, on our side of a topic, and never bridge that gap, never really try to, and that, the empathy, I think empathy is probably the most important of all of those things. And we don't practice it enough. We're not taught to. And I think this is actually an incredible way to encourage people to do that, because not only are you and we and, collectively, coming together tonight to talk about this stuff, and it's important stuff, and how many children are not eating right now. And this pandemic has been crushing folks. I mean, there's so much crap to have to sift through and all of that. But we're bringing education to folks. We're shining a light on things. You're raising so much money, but in doing so, you're also giving everybody who donates a little lesson in empathy, whether they recognize it or not. They're giving $5, and hopefully they're walking away going, oh yeah, I'm giving that $5 because I actually can afford to give $5. There are people that I might completely disagree with politically or spiritually or whatever it is, but they can't put food in their mouth right. They can't feed their children right now, and that's not right. And so it's a beautiful thing that you're doing, man.
Oh, buddy. Well, listen, I'm so grateful to be able to do it with you and like I said, with everyone who's involved. I mean, it's been a ton of people.
Oh yeah, you've
been
got
a lot of fun.
Star-studded New Year's
Our
Eve.
star-studded Instagramathon GTFO 2020. They're saying it's the biggest ball drop event in history.
I mean, I heard Seacrest was just boiling with envy.
Dude, he's so pissed right now.
He's so angry right now.
Yeah. I got all these questions for you, but like the stuff that we're talking about is so much more important. But I'm going to ask some questions anyway.
Yeah, ask some questions anyway.
Let's see, because honestly, there are fans out there that are really interested in hearing about Shazam 2. I know it's called Fury of the Gods. I'm one of those fans. Hey, sorry, I'm a fangirl. I loved it. That movie was, dude. That movie was so good.
Thank you.
I love that DC got real funny and got cast you and did something really dope and different. These things are always evolving, and it went from like Zack Snyder kind of like moody and beautiful to something a little different. It's just like I'm really happy with the direction that it went, and I'm really excited for Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Wonder Woman yet, but I want to hear as much as you can share about
Shazam 2.
Shazam 2.
Well, as you know, there's nothing I can share because
thank you.
Everything's
Zach Levi, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, all these things are under so much lock and key, and also like a lot of it's above our pay grade. So, but I can say that we're hopefully going to be going into production soon this year, or sorry, not this year, but this is coming year, and. The Fury of the Gods obviously indicates that there's some mythology. What's that?
The gods are furious.
The gods are furious. Yeah. I was really hoping they were going to call it Shazam 2 Electric Boogaloo, but nobody
missed an
went with me on
opportunity,
that.
bro.
I mean, I literally shoot lightning from my hands. How could it not be Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah, you're shooting lightning ideas from your hands right now.
Exactly. But everybody's back. And the kids are all like adults now. By the time,
they grow up fast.
And also because of COVID, like our release date got pushed all the way to 2023. So I think some of the kids are going to be old enough to drink at the premiere by the time the movie actually comes out, which is a complete trip. But no, it's great, man. I was so grateful. You and I have talked even before, and I've done interviews before. And I noticed that you had talked about you auditioned for Chuck and for Maisel. Sorry about those. He also, ladies and gentlemen, I was dying to play Star-Lord and was camera testing for it. And then this schmucko comes in at the last second and is like, all right, I'll come do your movie for you, and completely blows it out of the water. So it was such a treat to be able to transition after, you know, kind of feeling like I don't know that there's a superhero role for me left in the cards, and then to land in Shazam, and for it to be such a character with so much heart and joy and fun and whimsy and all that, and that we did well enough, that people supported us enough, that now we get to make a sequel. You know, I mean, that's like, these are what dreams are made of. So it's super awesome that we get to keep making it.
Well, no one could have done it like you. It's true. It's so great. It kind of had something like Tom Hanks had in Big, I think, like where you got an adult who's a kid, because there's a purity in you that is also in Tom Hanks that you bring to that role, that you buy you as a young kid. So
thanks, man.
Anyways, it's beautiful, man. I can't wait to see the second one. You've got all kinds of awesome projects coming up. You're going to be doing a biopic. You're going to play Kurt Warner. You've got something called The Mauritanian. Yeah,
The Mauritanian is a really cool little film starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Jodie Foster. It's a true story about this gentleman who was detained by the U.S. government, was accused of being a part of the 9/11 conspiracy, and unfounded, and was put in Guantanamo for many, many years. And which was, his journey was injustice. And you find that out through the story in the movie. But his character was incredible. And the amount of, again, going back to things like grace, the amount of grace and forgiveness that he showed his prison guards at Guantanamo, the people that treated him so poorly, the U.S. government even, who was accusing him falsely. It's a powerful piece, and you know, we're always trying to find things that resonate with people, that move people, that are speaking some kind of truth. And I thought that this was a really lovely thing to, and they, you know, I play a supporting role to Benedict Cumberbatch, where I was like, cool, man. I mean, I think he's great. And so awesome. We got to have some scenes together, and I think you guys have obviously worked together in Avengers. And all that.
Avengers, man. Yeah. He's part of the team. Doctor, I call him Doc. Call him Doc. It's cool.
Call him Doc. You know.
Yeah, you get it.
Like you do.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
When is Tomorrow War coming? Or the Tomorrow War, right? The Tomorrow War.
Yeah, the Tomorrow War.
When what's going on with that?
I think we've got to release. I mean, things are also up in the air with theatrical stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Open, I think we've got a release date in July that we're holding on to. So hopefully
enough work. People get vaccinated by that point, and we're up and running in theaters again. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's kind of that's the goal. And Yvonne Strahovski, who was in Chuck with you, is a co-star with me, and she's
so glad you guys got to work together.
She's great. She's great. You're great, Zach. Thank you for coming on, man. It means a lot.
Bless you, man.
We're ready.
Anytime.
It in.
Anytime. Love you. God bless you. Give my love to Catherine and the family and everybody. And Happy New Year. And we'll catch you on the other side.
Sounds good, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Right, bye.
Bye. How cool was that? Awesome. Our next guest is a pretty important guy. Our next guest is, hold on. He is Mr. Universe. He is the Terminator. He's the former governor of California. He's my father-in-law, my daughter's grandfather. In a word, I better not screw this up or I will be terminated. It's a lot riding on this. I'm kidding. There he is, Arnold.
Hello, Chris.
Hey,
Evans.
how are you?
Oh, no, Chris Evans, sorry. I screw up this whole thing right from the beginning. Chris Pratt. I mean, I didn't look at the cue cards the right way. Sorry about that. I mean, I should know your name. That's for sure. You're my favorite son-in-law.
I'm your only son-in-law. I better be your favorite. Where are you? Right? How are you celebrating New Year's tonight?
I'm in Sun Valley up here, you know, skiing every
Nice.
day, and being my favorite place. And I heard that you are wearing your favorite hat. I saw it, then I said to myself, okay, I'm going to put on my favorite hat, which is an Austrian hat, and it makes it fun. But in any case, it's a congratulations on the great work that you're doing, and I think I think the world of you, and not just because you're my son-in-law, but I mean you also are so giving, and you think not only about yourself and about your career, but also about other people. And I think this is the most important thing. As a matter of fact, when I think about the 6 rules to success that I always talk about, one of them is give something back. Give something back. That everyone has the power of giving something back, and to make this country better, and to keep this country the #1 nation in the world. The only way that happens is if we give something back. And this is the same is also now when we have this real problem with the coronavirus. It goes back to what John F. Kennedy said: "Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country." And I think this is the important thing. So it's the government and they have a certain responsibility, it's a big responsibility, but we can't just rely on them. We have to do our work. And I think that what I'm talking about here is something very little. And that is, besides giving, when people are starving and so on, but also to wear a mask. I mean, if people are asking what can they contribute to this disastrous situation that we're in, it's very simple. Wear your mask. Because if you wear the mask, you're really protecting other people. Not just that you're protecting yourself. If you wear the N95 mask, you protect yourself. But just any surgical mask, if you go out there, so that people don't get exposed. Like when I go on a bike ride, I always wear a mask. Because I don't want to have people exposed to, in case I have the corona, to then affect a whole bunch of other people by my body fluid, all this stuff going out in the air. And so this is why it is very important that people really buckle down and really become a team player in this whole thing and all work together. Then we can lick this problem once and for all.
Yeah. I agree. It's interesting how divided we are along that lines, and people are almost like kind of tribal about wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. Maybe it's a sign of the times, or because of how divided we've been politically, people are always signaling which side they want to represent, or maybe we're easily manipulated by the things that we see. I'm glad to hear that from someone such as yourself, because I think people, you're former governor of California, you were a Republican governor, and I think it is important for people to hear that from someone such as yourself, that look, there is real evidence that wearing a mask can prevent people from spreading this disease. I mean, it doesn't stop everything, but it certainly seems that it's the right thing to do, and it's unfortunate that there's this mythology around it, like whether or not it works. And so I agree with you. I think that it is an important thing to do. It's a courteous thing to do. Let me ask you this.
But I mean, Chris, I just want to say one thing here. The big mistake that people make is they make it political. Yeah. Because everything in this country right now is political. The presidential election, and then there were the senatorial elections in Congress, and all of this stuff. And so everything became such a political year. And especially in the last few years, it was so political that everything was Democrats versus Republicans. But just remember one thing: this is like pollution. In pollution, I always say there is no Democratic air or there's a Republican air. We all breathe the same air. So therefore, let's go and terminate pollution, because pollution kills 7 million people worldwide every year. And the same is with this pandemic. We have to go and think about it, that the virus does not attack Democrats or Republicans. The virus doesn't care about any of that. The virus just attacks, and he wants to kill you. That's it. And so this is why we have to go and get rid of this whole Democrat versus Republicans. He's a Republican, so therefore he doesn't believe in masks. He's a Democrat, and he believes in masks. This is nonsense dialogue. We have to just work together, wear the mask, not worry about Democrat or Republican. This is not a party issue. This is a people's issue. It's a health issue. And we got to go and stop this crazy, insane escalation of this virus, of how many people die and all this. And the only way we can do it is by working together.
Let's go. I love it, man. I love it. You're speaking the truth like you always do, Arnold, and I really appreciate that. That's great. Let me ask you, if I may. We're in California. We live in California. Different states have been approaching this in a different way, versus shutting their economies down versus not shutting their economies down. There's also a division along that line. Is there anything, like if you were governor, how would you handle this differently? Is there something differently you would do, or a different approach you could see us taking?
Well, I'm sure that our government here in California is doing everything that they can. And, but the fact of the matter is we have a very fragmented system. It is ludicrous for us to think that each state should do their own thing. I think that we have to have a national approach. As soon as this virus began, we should have had a national approach, just like they have in Australia. In Australia, they had a very severe, very serious lockdown, as you remember. And because of that, they really got rid of the problem. And now they have rock and roll concerts, they have music concerts, they have restaurants open, they can go to the theaters and all this kind of stuff. And there's many other countries like that. There's a national approach where everyone comes together. In California or in America, the states are doing different things, then districts are doing different things, and cities are doing different things. And so everyone has their own opinion about what should be done. We're not going to do this, we're going to do that. And it becomes a political issue again. So I think this is the wrong approach. We have to work together as a whole nation. This is where the power comes, And so this is, and I think that I, of course, am from, because you asked me about when I was governor, we had a pandemic stockpile that I created. And that was, we spent $200 million on that. Because I believe in the 7 Ps. Proper prior planning prevents poor performance, right? So this is like, it's just very simple. So you go and prepare, because something like this can happen. It has happened in the history, in the past, and it will happen again. Not just this virus, other viruses will come. So this is why I decided that we're going to prepare and put together a stockpile. A pandemic stockpile with, thousands and thousands of ventilators, and to have masks, millions of masks and gear to protect people and all that stuff. All this, and then of course, after I left, they dismantled the whole thing because they didn't want to pay the $5 million upkeep every year. So this is kind of penny wise, pound foolish. And this is the kind of things that government does. And then, of course, people have to pay for the consequences after that. And this is what we see now, restaurants closing up and all this stuff. And so I personally think that sometimes we have to have tough measures, but I think you have to be also sensitive about how we go about it. You can't just close every restaurant. I mean, you can't go to the people, the restaurant owners, and say, hey, you can go and serve food outdoors. So then they serve food outdoors, and they're building all this stuff outside, spending a fortune of money to build all this stuff outside so they can serve outside. And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, they go and say, you have to close that too. Why are we closing outdoor restaurants? I don't understand that, because there's really no case that it shows that has spread, that there was a huge spread that came from outdoor eating. Doesn't exist. So there's some people that get punished in a kind of unfair way, I think. This is just my personal opinion. And I also think that government should be really concentrating on what can we do now for those restaurants. What you're doing right now, a charity event, to feed everybody. Well, the government can go and keep those restaurants open and make them cook food for the hungry people that have no food. So the government can go and pay out the restaurants so they can stay open, not to serve food there, but to serve food and to deliver it to the people that really need the food. So there's all kinds of things that you can do like that really will help to keep people employed and to keep people food on the table, get them food on the table and all this stuff. So you just have to think it through rather than just being very rigid about all of this stuff. And then with the vaccine, as you can see, I mean, when you have the president promising the nation that 100 million vaccines will be delivered by the end of the year, then we find out there's only 20 million that will be delivered by the end of the year. So then people get fed up about politicians lying all the time and saying things that they don't really mean. And then the 20 million get delivered, and then there's only like a small fraction, like 17% or so, that have gotten now the vaccine. Because we have this protocol that you can't give anyone a vaccine before the healthcare workers in the hospitals and the nurses and the doctors get it. Well, you can do it there simultaneously. You don't have to just wait until they all get it, and then you start going and giving, the vaccine to people over 75 or something like this. So I think that there are mistakes that are being made all the time, but the key thing is that we have to work together as a team.
I couldn't agree more. I think you're right. I think working together is. It's hard to see how that could happen right now. I guess it's just getting the right people in place, and maybe
we just have to inspire people. We just have to. This is the important thing, and I think that celebrities, like you had on a bunch of celebrities, on your show. And by the way, I have to tell you that you should be a talk show host besides an actor, because what you have done today, the way you've interviewed people, you've made it really interesting. I watched the entire thing. It was wonderful to just hear Jamie, Foxx talking about his training and getting ready for this movie and to do this and that and to get in shape and all this. And to see Bryce Howard, to talk about her acting and directing and about all this stuff and her passion about it. It's just wonderful to hear all this stuff. So you should be a talk show host. Remember, there's 24 hours a day. You just don't have to sleep. Your 8 hours.
Yeah.
You get up a little earlier, or you go to bed a little later, and you have a talk show at the same time.
Yeah,
I think Catherine would like that. You spend
I
less
think she
time
would
at home.
like. Honestly, I might like that better than being an actor. If I could just do a show in 20 minutes from the house and make it a gig, I might do it. I honestly might do it. If it means I don't have to go to, I don't know. I've got maybe one day. It's a fallback plan. Thank you. That means the world to me, Arnold.
No,
really
absolutely.
does.
I mean, people always say to me, "Says why do you say so many great positive things about Chris Pratt? Just because he's your brother-in-law, your son-in-law?" And I said, "No, it's not because he's my son-in-law. I said it's because of that." I said, "But there's so many things we have in common, right? I mean, think about that. I mean, we both love Catherine.
Yep.
We both are into acting. We both like working out.
Yep.
And we both have no Oscar. I mean, so there's a lot of things that we have in common. Think about that for a second. I mean, it's wild, So this is why I just love you. I mean, you're fantastic.
Oh man, wow. Well, I feel a lot better about not having an Oscar now, because if I did, then it would.
I will remind you. I will remind you regularly.
Arnold, man, listen, you are a classic. You're an original. You're awesome. I'm really lucky to have you in my life, and I appreciate you giving me some of your time on New Year's Eve. It's really nice of you to sign on and do this with me.
I want to tell you that I'm a man of action. I don't want to just talk about things. I want to do it. And this is why I want to donate $10,000 to your charity today here, because I think that you need the money. I think there's so many people out there that need the food. I think the organization is fantastic that you're doing this for. So I think it's really great. So I just want to be a part of it, not just to talk about it, but to actually do something about it.
Wow. Thank you, Arnold. That's 100,000 meals. And thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You are a man of action indeed. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, and I'm proud of you.
Awesome.
Okay,
Oh,
and
man.
give my love to Catherine.
I sure will. I will.
Okay.
You bet I will. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Love you. See you. Bye-bye.
I love you too, man.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Well, I'm gonna cry, man. That was awesome. That was really awesome. Wow. God is good. I am blessed. That was beautiful. So that was awesome. I'm kind of blown away. Okay. Well, thank you so much to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, listen. We're into our last guest, and then I've got a little video after that. But we're running a little behind, so if we get kicked off, we're just going to have to jump on. I hope we don't get kicked off. They'd be idiots to kick us off now, because our final guest is a big one. He's a fellow Avenger. He's an Oscar and Emmy nominee, a producer, CEO of Stark Industries. Oh, I don't think that's a real company, but damn, he's played some iconic roles. Charlie Chaplin, Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Dolittle. That tiny role of I believe it was Iron Man. I'm gonna ask for him to join me right now. And listen, there's nobody who can make glasses look as cool as this guy. Please welcome the one and only Robert Downey Jr. First of all, I need that pillow in my life. Wow. That's good.
Hello, brother.
Hey, buddy.
What a night it's been.
What a night. It's been an amazing night.
My gosh.
1,200 extra donations through the course of the last little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
What are you talking about? I live for this stuff. And by the way, the fact that you're doing this on New Year's Eve, it just speaks to you and your character. Feed Thy Neighbor. This is what, I mean, charity starts at home, man. So
Yep.
I am so on board, and I got your back as usual, my dear friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? What are you doing for 2021? What have you been doing to ring in the new year?
Well, interestingly enough, today, because there was some speculation about, oftentimes people have these foundations or they do philanthropic stuff. You just want to make sure that the money's going where it's supposed to go. So I have an entire forensics team that are doing a real-time audit right now of your foundation, and we're going to have the results in about, I think, 5 or 7 minutes, which is great. And then you'll feel better and everyone will know.
So that you're doing a forensic audit on Feed Thy Neighbor.
Yeah, on you. Really just on you.
That's so.
It's not funny.
No, it's not funny. That's cool. It's cool. I know. So 2020 has been a trying year. Silver lining has been more time spent at home and with loved ones. What are some of your bright spots from the bleak year?
Oh, you want to get right past that? Okay. You must feel pretty confident.
So, but just for the forensic team, you've got kind of like a. I appreciate you. I mean, it's you're like you'll have like you've got a.
Are you breaking a flop sweat right now? Here's what I've been doing. One of the things that got me through this year is Estes model rockets. We would do launches in the backyard.
Yeah.
And one of them, we talked about this before. You like yourself model rockets. One of them we angled at like 35, and it went and hit the neighbor's fence so fast. It didn't go up. It went sideways, and then it sparked a little bit.
Oh my God, that's insane. Do you think the forensic audit would get done like what's your typical turnaround on that? Like by year end? Are you done by year end?
It's real time, and we'll have the results pretty soon. Yeah, but anyway, that rocket, it hit the fence and it sparked, and
that's what started the Malibu fire. When was this? How you've been doing this?
Hold on a darn second. You think it's funny to joke about that stuff? Just because we had a good pre-interview doesn't mean the jokes are appropriate, Chris.
You're right. It's not right to joke about this.
I love you.
Tell me about the Footprint Coalition. The Footprint Coalition sounds like you're a hell of a guy.
Yeah, I'm a hell of a guy. Here's what happened is last year I said I was going to do this coalition, a group of folks, scientists, inventors, entrepreneurs, big business folks, and talk about scaling up green technologies to kind of heal our planet. If anybody hasn't seen David Attenborough's series, it's on Netflix now, A Life on Earth. It is the most comprehensive, beautiful, conservationist. The guy's whole life has been about this stuff. So I'll be doing interviews with folks like that. We're doing some media. I'd love to go out somewhere with you and talk about conserving those wildlife areas and how to responsibly hunt, fish, do all that stuff. As a matter of fact, a lot of the great conservation things are coming from that community, and I think they need to be recognized.
I agree with you. I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
I just to put this to bed, the audit, when you are.
This is how you are working with you too. The great thing is there's no bit that you won't return to 35 times in the course of the shooting day.
I saw people in the comments. They're like, "Is this real? Are they doing a?" There's no audit, right? Right?
No.
Okay. Woo! Hey,
it's a bit. It's called a bit. Wait a minute. Here's what I was going to do at the end. I was going to have some ticker tape thing come in and go, it turns out you came out of pocket for a Starbucks run and the foundation owes you $26. See, it was going to be sweet.
Oh, you were going to end it with. You were going to end.
You don't happen to have a music cue for me, do you?
What?
Those are the beach shorts that I did not get to wear because no one's traveling. What can I tell you, brother?
Guys, I want everybody to put hearts and hands and all kinds of stuff up for my friend, Robert Downey Jr.
Yes, and by the way, I want you to see the future of this great nation. Come on in, y'all. All big fans of yours. Good job, everybody. Next year, can be there. Come on in here, Fiona. Get in the frame.
There he is. There they are.
Whoa!
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
All right. They've had their fun. Dude, we love you tons. Thank you. Thank you. Good job, everybody. Hello, everybody at home. Have a great New Year's Eve.
Thanks. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care, pal.
Bye-bye. Well, that was fun. That was Robert Downey Jr., ladies and gentlemen. And I just got to say thank you all for joining me. We've raised a total of, let me get it. My friend just sent me a text here with the total number, and it is $613,000. That's great. I'm really happy for that. Thank you for joining me for $613,000. There's a group of people that have helped me here. So since we're here, I'm going to be, posting this, I want them to see it because I could not have done this without them. I did not do it alone. My family, I'll thank Catherine and I thank Jack and Lila. I've spent a lot of time on this over Christmas break, and they lost me a little bit to it. So thank you for the patience. We're going to go have fun and ring in the New Year's together now. To Angie for motivating my sister, my brother, and my mom. Thank you, guys. I think you're watching. I love you. Allison Garman, my publicist. Mindy Weissman, who's my assistant. And Julie Darmody is my manager. They all helped. My reps at Instagram, Facebook are Max Brabant and Blair Threat. My production team is Chris Pizzi, Mike Shoemaker. Thank you. Kat Spillane, the writers, Alex Bays, Matt Goldich, Mike Scollins. These are from the Seth Meyers Show. So grateful. Help me with that monologue. Thank you. Greater Good Charities team, Liz Baker. Thank you. Noah Horton. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The entire team, including Marina, Hannah, Lexi, Ellie, Sean, Daphne, Denise, Rowena, Leslie, and Brooke. And Ryan Cool, who I went to high school with and whom I love very dearly, who linked this whole thing and started this whole thing up. He's with Greater Good and linked me to all these people and all the folks with Greater Good and the Hunger Site and 12 Tomatoes. Check those out. They are amazing. The owners are Tim Coonan and Greg Hesterberg, generously covering all the credit card processing fees and have also donated to match. So talking thousands and thousands in donations. And the entire team, including James, Rod, Cam, Colin, Doug, Aaron, Amber, Fletch, Jacob, Jessica, Keith, Jody, Leslie, Megan, Rachel, Stephen, Tony, Bramble, Mark Harris, and Mark Mellon for all the video work he did featured tonight. And then my good friend, my childhood friend, Alec Griffith as well was part of this. And then there's information for all the contest winners. I wasn't able to feature their video tonight because we ran a little long, but the top donor is Chris Fuller, and he donated $16,500. One donor. God bless you, Chris. You're doing Jesus' work. Low Country Food Bank received a full $20,000 donation because of you. That's Low Country Food Bank. Trisha Meyer, Tri-City Free Breakfast Program. Colleen Raporto gave their $10,000 donation to Kokomo Rescue Mission. So Tri-City Free Breakfast Program got a $10,000 donation. Francie Hakes from Atlanta Community Food Bank, $10,000. Krista Byers gave her $10,000 donation to Food Bank of North Alabama, and Danielle Dianiakis, I probably got that wrong, Dianiakis, Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. And then to the Lowe's, Rob, your shorn chest has been a superstar behind me. Thank you for your wonderful house and for letting us do this here. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And to everybody who donated, most importantly, to the 13,085 donations tonight and the other over 8,000 leading up to this, we have raised a lot of money. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I believe in Feed Thy Neighbor. I believe in the country that we live in America. I think what makes us strong is our community and our connections to one another. I think we can foster those connections, and we don't need to rely on the government. We can rely on one another. So thank you. I love you. God bless you. In Jesus' name, amen. Bye-bye.